Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and welcome to a book haul. I've been gone a minute, I know. We're just not gonna talk about it because it keeps happening, and it is what it is, honestly, at this point. It's just life getting in the way. I don't remember the last time I posted a video. I'm hoping that it happened after the new year, but I don't really have any confidence in that statement. So I'm not really gonna talk about where I've been. There was disease, there was sickness, you know, whatever. Life got in the way. But we are here with a book haul of some things that I have both been sent to me and some things that I have picked up over the last. Without any further ado, the first ones that I want to talk about are the Broken Binding sci-fi and fantasy subscription. It had been every other month. It has just now switched, I believe, to every month, but the skip policy is insane. It's so good. So I'm probably going to be utilizing that. I haven't skipped one yet, but I am probably going to be utilizing that a little bit more often here in the future. But the first one that I received this year in January was Operation Bounce House by Matt Dinniman. We love Matt Dinniman in this household. This is not the only Matt Dinniman book that I have to share with you guys today, but it is the Broken Binding edition that I'm going to share with you. So this was his standalone sci-fi that just came out in January. I did also receive a digital arc of this. Did I finish reading it in time? No, but I did finish reading it. So I actually had received a digital arc from NetGalley, and I'm a Libro FM advanced listening copy influencer, and I received the audiobook of it as well. And then I finally finished it. I did not love this. Let's back up and talk about what Operation Bounce House is about. Operation Bounce House is about a far distant world that long ago was colonized by people from Earth. And in this world, things are happening on Earth that have made it somehow acceptable to send robots, drones, I guess you could say drones, remotely to this planet and kill off the people that live there under the guise of them playing a very Call of Duty-like video game. I believe that they're aware that they are attacking people that really exist. I don't think that they think that this is all a video game, but I think they've been told that the people that they are killing are terrorists of some kind. You are from the perspective of people that actually live there and are just mindlessly being attacked for reasons that you can't really they don't know what's going on. And so they're trying to fight back against these drones of people that are being sent there to kill them. It is a wild concept. It sounded so good to me. I didn't quite love it as much as I was hoping. That's not to say it was bad. I just wasn't quite clicking with the characters as much as I had hoped that I would. I still had a good time. I think this is still a high 3-star read for me, which is a good rating. And this edition is stunning. So I think it's even signed. So it is signed by Matt. It has this gorgeous artwork. Let's just do a whole tour, right? So we've got this beautiful cover. Welcome, citizen soldier. Welcome to Operation Bounce House. We've got these gorgeous sprayed edges, right? They're stunning. And then beautiful artwork on the inside. On both sides. Signed by Matt. Is there a bookmark? Not on this one. So I love this copy, and I had a pretty good time reading it. And of course the audiobook narration was amazing. But it just wasn't quite what I hoped that it would be. The next month, so this is March, I believe, March's edition from Sci-Fi Broken Binding is Green and Deadly Things by Jen Lyons. This is the author of Ruin of Kings, which came out a while ago. I think that series is finished. I do have most of them, but they are not mine. They are John's. John has read 3 or 4 books in that series so far. I believe he really enjoys them. The first book wasn't really for me, so I didn't continue on, but John had a great time with them. This, and I'll just read you straight from the synopsis, is, or I'm gonna try, Mathaik has trained all his life to join the Sacred Order of the Idalic Knights, charged with defending their world from the forces of necromancy. Few vestiges of that cursed magic remain. Nothing like the fabled days of the Grim Lords, the undead wizards who nearly destroyed the world, until monsters begin to wake once more. But something about them is even stranger. Whole forests coming alive and devouring anyone so foolish as to trespass. Formerly peaceful animals mutating into savage carnivores. The land itself is turning against humanity, and the knights are powerless to stop it. It's a good thing, then, that the Grim Lords were never truly destroyed, and one of their numbers sleeps below the knight's very fortress. So when an army of twisted tree monsters attacks the young novitiates in his charge, Math accidentally does the unthinkable. He wakes her up. So I think that sounds pretty cool. Again, we'll do a whole tour, right? So we've got beautiful cover, the stunning naked hardcover. You know I love a beautiful foiled naked hardcover. We've got beautiful edges and a cloth like ribbon bookmark, interior artwork, that's horrifying. And again, signed by the author. And can we take a second to appreciate how beautiful Jen Lyon's signature is? That is such, it looks stamped on. Okay, the last broken binding book I have literally just showed up at my house today. That is Daughter of Crows by Mark Lawrence. Full disclosure, I haven't actually read anything else by Mark Lawrence as of yet. He's always been on my list, but like I just haven't gotten around to it. I think Red Daughter is one of the ones by him. And like there's a whole series there. I don't remember much about it, honestly. So this is Daughter of Crows, and again, just gonna read the synopsis to you guys. Each year, 100 girls are sold to the Academy. 10 years later, only 3 emerge. The Academy's halls run with blood. The few who survive its decade-long nightmare have been forged on the sands of the Wound Garden. They have learned ancient secrets amid the necrotic fumes of the Bone Garden. They leave its gates as avatars of vengeance, bound to uphold the oldest of laws. Only the most desperate would sell their child to the kindnesses, but Rue, she sold herself. And now, a lifetime later, a long and bloody lifetime later, just as she has discovered peace, war has been brought to an old woman's doorstep. That was a mistake. So, sounds like we have an older protagonist in here, Love, and I believe this is a reversible hardcover. So we have the other cover here, stunning, and then we have this on the inside, which is beautiful, gorgeous artwork. I think I'm gonna keep the one that was already set to the outside. I think that once again, it's not foiled, but it is a beautiful hardcover. Creed Above Conscience is what that says. And a sprayed edge. Your girl is a sucker for a sprayed edge. We all know this, right? Gorgeous. Ribbon bookmark, of course. Interior artwork. More interior artwork. And signed by the author. Now, I don't think that every single broken binding, like sci-fi and fantasy, is signed by the author, and this does differentiate between the fantasy and sci-fi, like individual subscriptions, in that one, it focuses on new releases, and two, they don't come numbered. But a lot of these are coming signed, which is a little surprising. I didn't think that was going to happen. I've been enjoying the picks. The last 2, I think, have not necessarily been for me, but we'll see what else they have to choose this year. Okay, next I want to move on to publisher sent books, stuff that's arrived in the last few weeks that I've gotten from publishers. Maybe I'll do an ARC haul, like a digital ARC haul at some point. Let me know if that sounds like something that would be interesting to you. If nothing else, maybe it would actually encourage me to read more of them than I have been. We're gonna try. So anyway, I received a copy of Celestial Monsters by Aidan Thomas. Aidan Thomas is an author who has always been on my radar and just like has not been one that I've managed to pick up. This is the same person who wrote Cemetery Boys and the Sunbearer Trials. Tio never thought he could be a hero. Now he doesn't have a choice. The sun is gone, the Obsidian gods have been released from their prison, and chaos and destruction are wreaking havoc on Reino del Sol, all because Tio refused to sacrifice a fellow Semidios during the Sunbearer trials. Oh, so this is directly connected to that. With the world plunged into perpetual night, Tio, his crush Aurelio, and his best friend Naya must journey into the dark wilderness of Los Restos, battling vicious monsters while dealing with guilt, trauma, and a very distracting burgeoning romance between Teo and Aurelio. Determined to rescue the captured Semidioses and retrieve the Soul Stone, the trio races against the clock to return Soul and their protective light. With it, order can be restored. Now the future of the whole world is in their hands. So I think this is already out. I believe this is a finished copy. This was graciously sent to me by Macmillan. I believe the publisher is Squarefish, and I am hopefully going to be getting to it at some point. It sounds very interesting. Maybe I should read the Sunbearer Trials first. It does kind of sound like, but yeah, this is also a really beautiful cover. A few weeks ago, no, probably February-ish, I was sent a copy of Her Hidden Fire by Cleona O'Sullivan. This is a dragon romantasy, I'm pretty sure, very Irish-based. And in a world where dragons soar through the skies and magical abilities are an elite privilege, the ruling family of Elm's Keep is on a knife edge. Can their son Yanon prove that he can channel magic, or will his entire family be cast out in disgrace? Aya, a lowly servant girl who loves Yanon, is shocked to discover shortly before the test that she can wield magic herself. It's extremely rare for a girl to have this talent, especially outside of the few great families. At Yanon's moment of truth, when it's clear he's about to fail, Aya makes a desperate gamble to save him from humiliation by pretending her magic is his, forfeiting her own claim to power. Her decision sends them both to an academy of magic, where she must shield her secret from every grim master and the scheming apprentice, especially the handsome but enigmatic Gry. As Aya enters this whirlwind of patriarchy, class, heartache, and jealousy, she also learns about magic's terrible cost, the human price that channelers willingly pay to maintain their power. So, that sounds phenomenal, and I love a very, like, Irish-themed romantasy that is actually written by somebody from Ireland. That kind of matters. So, yeah, this is a beautiful edition, by the way. Look at these edges. And this one was sent to me by Penguin Teen, I believe. Yeah, this is under their Viking imprint. This was sent to me by Penguin Teen, which I love. I've been a member of their influencer team for a while now, and their program is phenomenal. Last but not least, for publisher mail, I got sent First Flight Final Fall by C.W. Farnsworth. This got sent to me from Entangled. I love an Entangled mail. This is, what do you do when you encounter the famous footballer voted sexiest athlete alive 3 years running on a soccer field in Germany? If you're Sailor Scott, you challenge him to a shootout and win. Sailor's goals have always involved the literal kind, constructed from posts and netting. Her single-minded focus has cost her a lot, but it's also earned her recognition as the top female college player in the US. She doesn't get attached, she never gets distracted, and she couldn't care less what anyone thinks of her. Meeting Adler Beck, the notorious player celebrated and coveted worldwide, challenges her indifference, but Sailor perfected the art of appearing unbothered a long time ago, and her scoring percentage is even higher off the pitch. Might as well add a gorgeous German to the tally, because only a fool would fall for a superstar known for breaking hearts alongside records. So, this sounds phenomenal. It also sounds a lot like Culty by Mariana Zapata, who we all know on this channel I'm a huge fan of, and I loved Culty a lot. So I'm excited to give this a try, and thank you Entangled for sending this my way. We are going to speed run the last few because they are ones that I picked up on my own, like at bookstores and stuff, and new releases that I've been excited about, but I don't really have a lot to talk about because they are not the first in the series. So first, I wanted to talk about This Will Be Fun and This Will Be Interesting by E.B. Asher. I was fortunate enough to receive digital arcs of both of these when they were both released. This Will Be Fun came out last year. This Will Be Interesting, like, just came out a couple of weeks ago. I adored both of these. They're very Princess Bride, campy, fun, like, fantasies that follow several different characters. So This Will Be Fun was the first book to get released, and it follows a group of characters in their, like, I don't want to say middle ages, but like 30s, right? 10-ish years after they have saved the world and, like, then gone their separate ways. The bonds between them have kind of broken. They're not really in touch anymore, and they have grown up as individuals, but they need to reunite to once again save the kingdom. And it is so good. It is so funny, and the relationships are so, like, cute and sweet and realistic. It's just amazing. This Will Be Interesting takes place after that. It is about a character that gets reintroduced in This Will Be Fun, and I can't really spoil too much about it, but it does follow him and how he's navigating life after the events of the first book. They are technically not connected stories, but it does help if you read this one first. I have these because one of the trio of authors that writes these books came to my local Barnes & Nobles and did a signing. She's from this area, so it was really awesome to get to meet her and talk to her. And so I got both of these signed by her, and that was really fun. While I was there, I also picked up Queen of Swords by Sarah Sedev and Gareth Moore. This is a choose-your-own-adventure adult romantasy, like a puzzle quest, and it just seems like a lot of fun. So I picked this up in Barnes & Nobles while I was at that signing, and I can't wait to actually, like, do the puzzles because your girl loves, like, a word puzzle. So when 20-year-old Penryn Trickett accidentally crosses the divide, finding herself in the mysterious land of the wilds, she soon meets the broodingly dark and handsome Fae Raphael of Honorix. Raph cuts an enthralling figure with his lethal strength and enigmatic air, but he's also infuriatingly arrogant and rude, and he's the only one who can guide Pen through the beautiful and deadly world that hides the answers he's always been looking for. Can you help Pen and Raph as they navigate this treacherous magical realm, battling terrifying beasts and facing powerful enemies? Join the quest to help them solve the biggest puzzle of all. Just who is Penryn Trickett? So they've got puzzles. Let me see if I can find one to show you. So they've got like a map in here, and then, so like here's the first puzzle, and you have to like figure out the diary entry. Let me see if I can get it to focus. So you have to like figure it out, and then the answers are in the back. And I can't wait to see how much fun that's gonna be. I am slowly working on collecting physical copies of all of the Dungeon Crawler Carl books, so I have made it up to book, 6, which is The Butcher's Masquerade. 1, 2, 3, 4, this is 5. 5, which is The Butcher's Masquerade. So we are slowly working our way up to all of them. I do have a pre-order in for the last book, which is book 8, which comes out in May, so I'm very excited to have that in my hands. He will be doing a signing in my area, and I'm very excited to be able to attend and get to see him talk, because we all know how big of a Dungeon Crawler Carl fan I am. I have now indoctrinated many into the DCC cult, and it is not going to stop. Next, I picked up Rites of the Starling. We love a sprayed edge. This is book 2 in the Shield of Sparrows? This is book 2 in the Shield of Sparrows series, which book 1 kind of ended on a cliffhanger, so I'm excited to see where this goes. And yeah, there's not really much to say here. If you haven't heard of Shield of Sparrows, it's a really cute romantasy. Maybe not like the most amazing book in the entire world that I've ever read. I don't necessarily know that I agree that it deserves all of the hype that it's getting, but I had a very good time reading it, and I am excited to see what happens to our characters in book 2. Then I picked up and have already finished reading 12 Months by Jim Butcher, which inspired me to actually do a reread of the entire Dresden Files series, because your girl realized that we haven't gotten a full Dresden book since like 2020, 2021, something around that time is when Battleground came out. And I needed a refresher, because like I was listening to the audiobook of this and like reading this intermittently, and I could not for the life of me remember a lot of the things that were going on. I used to reread the Dresden Files religiously when I was a teenager. Listen, once you get past all of the misogyny and all of the issues that are definitely problematic within the Dresden Files, they are campy, they are nostalgic, and Harry Dresden is a character. Right? I grew up reading these as a teenager, and I grew up adoring these and having a great time reading them, and Battleground broke me. So I am currently on whatever comes after Summer Night. I don't remember what comes after Summer Night, but I just finished Summer Night, which is book 4. So I'll be moving on to book 5 here shortly, and just continuing on through all of the books that it's been a while since I've read. Last but not least, we need to talk about Bloodbound by Alice Hunter. This is a book that I got in my Book of the Month box this month. They did a special edition of it, again, with a sprayed edge. She's stunning. She's beautiful. We love a sprayed edge, right? Not just a sprayed edge, but interior artwork. So this is Astrid has always known she is destined to die. She is the last Nocstern witch and heir to the queendom of Arturia, cursed by a centuries-old covenant to duel the heir to the kingdom of Vatra for the source of all magic, the heart. And now Astrid's time is up. She's heading into enemy territory to face Prince Zryan, the most powerful dragon rider in eons, with only her familiar potions and her wits to aid her. She's going to die, and any chance her queendom has of curing the blight that's ravaging the lands and killing her people will die with her. There's a lot happening. It's a very lengthy synopsis, but all of that was enough to intrigue me and grab it as my Book of the Month book this month, which I cannot wait to read. We love a dragon romantasy, right? So that was my very lengthy, almost unnecessarily so, book haul over the last few months. I am sorry that I disappeared, but that's the way this channel rolls, right? I will try, I say this every time, to be a little bit more consistent with uploading in the future, but we will see. I have another video planned right after this, so I'm going to try and get those out to you as soon as possible. That's it for this one today, guys. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, because it really helps out my channel. Down in the description box, you're going to see links to my Goodreads, my X, my Instagram, my Storygraph, etc., 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 if you're interested in following me on any of those, as well as an affiliate link to Unplugged Book Box. That is all for this one, though, so I will talk to you in my next video. Bye!